Apparently, we got Cloud
This
versus Steve.
Is interesting. Okay, I saw Riddles warming up the Clouds just before this top 8 started. And I'm like, bro, what's this going on here? He's like, I'm thinking about playing it. I'm like, you're going to play this versus Leo? He's like, no, this is just like a future thing. But I guess the future comes a lot sooner than you may think. Cloud on the sticks.
The future sneaks up on you. It's like when you got a final a few weeks out and all of a sudden it's tomorrow and you didn't study. Yeah, the future snuck up. Cloud is on your screen. Riddles off to a rough start. The TNT not getting the job done, but 112%. Hasn't been able to touch Onin.
It is interesting, too, because we have some very talented Clouds in the state as well, as it's in the form of like Anthony is cool, and Lavishman rocking some Cloud as well, too. So this is not an uncommon matchup that Onin has not seen prior, but this is, on paper supposed to be pretty solid.
Yeah, and it's also so common for players to counterpick to Cloud when they're losing to Steve. And right away, it is not working out for Riddles. Onin is catching all of his options, catching air dodges with F smashes and back airs. Everything is working out in favor of Onin right now. This Cloud might have to go back to the waiting room for a while, as Onin is putting it to bed pretty swiftly. We're not quite done yet, obviously, but it's looking pretty solid for Onin here.
Lifetime set count between these two players, 2-3 in the favor of Onin. Interested to see how this next one goes. Last time they played was online, but then previously before that, 2022, they had an absolute war playing at Gommel, playing at SmashCon, and playing at Big House.
Yeah, that was a year of an intense rivalry between these two, as Onin is able to take another stock, extend his lead just a little bit further, up 2 whole stocks, and the diamond jab off stage, not quite going to do it, but scaring Riddles nonetheless, and there's that Cloud back air, the saving grace in this matchup, and for the people.
Nair down. Give me these up tilts, though. This low percent stuff's looking nice. Not able to find anything after the platform. Wait
a minute. A couple connections. Onin stuck on the platform. Fair. He goes for the F smash, charges it forever, and Riddles just barely avoided it. He almost ran into it anyways. And now the back air coming through, extended on the crafting table. Dodges the side B and is going to get an F smash about it. Very strong game from Onin, and you got to think the Cloud is going back on the shelf.
Now, this is interesting. You have just been kind of given a taste of what could possibly happen here, but do you ban for the Cloud? Do you ban for the Kazuya? And there's all these other characters that Riddles has in his pockets that could potentially be the options going forward here, too. So this could be interesting. And then you have to throw in factor on top of all that, the stages that Steve likes to play on, the stages that Steve uses what tools on to combine materials. This is a very deep and considered counterpick going forward.
Yeah, and based on that game, I do got to imagine that Onin is banning for the Kazuya because the Cloud didn't prove to be very capable, so probably just thinking no matter what stage we're on, I'm probably going to be able to handle the Cloud. But Riddles is going to go back to it, resting on his laurels and trusting the Cloud, trusting the counter pick. I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Yeah, such a talented player. Any player who makes it this far in bracket, I am not doubting a single counter pick character that they have in their arsenal.
Right, likewise.
And now down. First blood already drawn by Riddles, but Onin hot off the presses. Not going to, actually going to get a rare drop there in the top.
Yeah, and much better start for Riddles. Already getting much more damage than he did in the first game, especially at this time. The back air is going to connect as well. Can Onin even make it back to ledge here? The ledge guarding is super solid for Riddles, but now you're off stage. The forward air just barely whiffing. That could have been huge for Onin. Just ripping away a stock after what was such a good sequence for Riddles would have been a huge change in momentum.
Got to watch out for the TNT. Just break it all up and we'll explode eventually, but still set timer.
Hey, big connections, 77%. And that setup that Onin had allowed him a lot of time. The first back air doesn't connect, and neither does the second. Side B gonna connect and super kills.
Yeah, limit cross slash killing from the middle of the stages here too. Riddles gonna get grabbed out of the forward air there too. My goodness, that thing had evil intentions, but all stuffed out.
Malicious forward air, that was devious. Side B gonna connect, puts on a little bit more damage, a good grab. Going off stage now is Onin. That's where you're going to naturally be taking things as Steve. That is one of the times that Steve has such a strong standing in this matchup. Another back air. And
really good Nair. I love that fade back.
Yeah, that fade back
cross slash. A little early, but I love the idea. It's going to run out eventually. Off the backboard here too. Not going to find anything going coast to coast. But the landing caught with the up smash.
Do you think Onin intentionally missed that tech to get out of the corner? Something I was thinking of as he got hit there. If he techs that, he's still in the corner, still getting pressure. Fair. So that's something, maybe you want to wish that sometimes, to not be in the corner, not get pressure for so long. As Riddles, the Cloud, clearly figured something out because we're doing much better here in game 2.
Oh, wow. Gonna stop through there at the up smash. Cross slash going to let fully rip forward smash with wood will not kill.
Yeah, the wooden tools even weaker than I thought they were. Riddles can't make it back to the ledge. The block threatens too much, and I think it broke, so I'm not sure it even would have been a threat, but it's just such a scary presence sitting there in front of the ledge. Not much you can do about it. This Riddles trying to space out with this Cloud. Great parries from Onin. Very used to this matchup, clearly. Going to be able to parry things and get those timings.
Ooh, knocked up on the back air there, too. No cross, drifted in from far too far away. Onin found a small punish for it.
Far too far indeed, as we're trying to space this out. Onin can't get the timing right. You kind of have to time it if you want to approach Cloud as Steve, and the furthest back hitbox of that Cloud side B is going to connect. Limit is not breaking Onin just yet, as they're able to get back on the stage, but you can't really feel safe ever against this Cloud. A nice little whoop-de-woo recovery to get back to ledge, though.
I mean, this grab, what are we going to go for? Off the block, looking for something immediately, but able to get the shield up just in time is Onin. And the up air juggles will close out that stock. The Cloud arises after that pitiful first game to take a huge win there, too. You got to love the confidence to stick and it paying off.
Yeah, that was 2 pretty pitiful games back-to-back. It's just they were for different players.
Really?
It just the momentum switched so quickly there. I don't know what happened in the Riddle's head, but whatever it was worked out. Maybe it was a song pick. I saw him sitting on his phone looking for the right song for a minute there, but whatever it was, it worked out for Riddles as we are moving here to Game 3 in 1-to-1 fashion, which I can't say many of us expected after that Game 1.
Locking back into both characters here. Now the ball's in Onin's court with the counter pick on stage. But man, I feel like you can see like the Kazuya influence on this Cloud. It's like there's no rest for the wicked. Every single time I get you off stage, we are trying to kill you with a forward air. We are letting Limit fly as soon as we get it. We are not using it for the buff. We are using it for all of the kill potential it has. Yeah,
no rest for the wicked. No rest for the wicked is right. It's just a lot of really early stocks and big commitments for both these players every single time they have the chance. And especially Onin needs to get those early extensions because Cloud is actually the character that has the consistency in this matchup, which is not very common, but a nice extension. He's going to keep going as Riddles was trying to SDI in there. It actually wound up working out eventually, and the last hit of side B, I imagine Onin was trying to parry that again.
Yeah,
because that's been working out for him in the past.
And that's what I'm talking about. Riddles just absolutely willing, ready, and able to let these limits fly. And just fly with reckless abandon straight towards the opponent. Forward tilt not going to connect. Now watch out for the explosion.
He did not watch out enough. He didn't hear you, Squid. He wasn't ready.
Trying.
He connected with him, and there he did catch that back air. Doing pretty well here is Riddles. The Cloud has found everything it's needed to find so far. Doing very well. The up B is going to connect as well. Big damage now for Riddles as he's able to take a bit of a lead here.
Got caught throwing the cross slash a little too haphazardly. Up B going to catch the landing hitbox there too. Anvil, the immediate response on Climb Hazard. I like that.
Oh, he air dodged through that up B. I thought that was going to be a much bigger punish than it was. But now with Cloud off stage, it should be a pretty significant one. And that down air is just that. Gets it done in swift fashion as an early stock loss has not dissuaded Onin. He managed to keep it pretty even here. Nice connection.
Any of these resets, able to get the air dodge out though. Climb Hazard sent. Not going to go for a grab. Just going to let the sword talk.
Man, Riddles' DI on these combos is so unique and it freaks me out. It's like he's doing it in a way that I don't see a lot of people do it, but it kind of works where he goes like in sometimes, and he mixes it up very interestingly. And he's finding quite a bit of success doing it so far, but now Onin is the one with the hot hand. 4 block, no, just 3. Ooh, gets to the ledge very narrowly though. The back air as well. Great pressure here for Onin.
Up smash, pressuring the shield, but not really in any danger to get hit by it. But that minecart flying through like a train just sends Riddles completely off the map.
The spot dodge doesn't work out for Onin. Was looking for a different option, but Riddles perseveres. Keep moving forward. 92% now on Onin, as any opening now for Onin would just be huge. Get yourself a huge lead, and that is exactly what it is. 49%, making it a little bit harder off stage, and the spike is going to connect. Forced to use limit to recover, still gets intercepted, and the down smash finishes it off, and that's a great way to do it for Onin.
Yeah, especially with, again, that one started very well for Riddles, and it seems like the aggression might have gotten the better of our Canadian on stage here too, where Onin was able to pick apart that aggressive nature and then really make Riddles pay.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that Cloud is probably the character in the game where it's the hardest to pick apart an aggressive nature as Steve. Cloud can kind of just run down and stay in your face and keep going the entire time, and it's pretty hard sometimes for Steve to find the space.
Yeah.
But right there, Onin did so masterfully. Took a couple of early stocks and did a decent job in that mid-range game. Used minecart very sparingly, which is important in this matchup. You can't throw it out the way that you sometimes can. Did a good job picking and choosing when to throw out his strong tools.
You see the evasion game being played by Onin early here too, just dashing back out of all these down tilts, out of all these cross slashes that Riddles is trying to cover with.
So much damage gets put on by that lingering minecart. Just keeps tacking it on, and now 88% to nothing true. It's just been all like weird damage getting tacked on and extensions and neutral wins and positional awareness for Onin working out. Yeah, TNT doesn't work in his favor though.
Yeah, limit blade beam actually comes through really well. Give enough space to come back from. Forward airs again, flying through, dashing in, probably trying to go for a grab or a dash attack.
Yeah, it's up smash for sure. Can't be air dodging like that above Onin. Riddle's nodding his head. He knows it. He's like, yeah, that's a bad idea. Should have done that. Very well aware. Side B not going to do it, but Riddle's putting on so much pressure in this corner. Onin having a hard time getting back. Super patient and shield. I want to say he tried to parry that, but it didn't work out.
Back air again, too. That does such a good job of beating through Steve in the minecart as well, too. Just deletes it. You know, killing 2 birds with 1 stone there, getting the minecart off the map and sending Steve out and away.
2 birds is right. On such strong pressure now with Riddles, but the falling anvil, he just can't space around it right. He's trying to get under it, maybe hit him with the back air, but it didn't work out. These up Bs are a little bit errant for Riddles. Onin has just narrowly missed a couple massive punishes off of those. Yeah. As the diamond and the gold is on deck. Onin's got all sorts of jewels. He might make a necklace.
Up smash, wrong way here too, but able to avoid the grab. Oh my gosh, so many big hits going either way at each opponent, but just narrowly missing by frames and by pixels.
Yeah, I can't believe no one lost a stock there. Another high recovery for Riddles. Onin has been doing a good job forcing the high recovery, but Riddles is able to rip himself out of that situation and take that stock. Yeah, I like the way that Onin is forcing the high recovery by placing those blocks and then dealing with the air dodges or the aerial that Riddles decides to throw out, no matter what it is. He's doing a really good job forcing that interaction that is so beneficial for him, but now the downer is going to come through, and the limit does go to waste for Riddles.
I think it's the first time we've seen limit just go off the stage, off the character naturally. Every single time it's just been Riddles throwing everything in the kitchen sink at Onin.
Yeah, he's been using limit very quickly. There's like the two methodologies to using limit is like keep it and keep the threat and keep the movement buff that it gives you, or just use it right away. And Riddles has been going for that as Onin is able to get another minecart. Crowd lights up for him a little bit. He's got a great shot of taking this set and moving on to this loser's final set.
Really good up tilt to catch that. The air dodge was used.
Spacing.
Yeah, really good stuff to catch that. All of that came from that left side interaction where Onin was forced to do so many defensive options, had to jump out of that corner. Up tilts, give me this juggle started.
Wow, that's nice. Yeah, and Riddles is doing a much better job than he was earlier, putting himself in the right space to punish what Steve has, and that's a nice opening for Onin. What are we doing?
Are you kidding me? All these nils, all of these crazy landings, and canceled beautifully to get the absolute maximum amount of damage.
Up smash as a combo starter. I love it. Very rare to see, and the F smash is going to connect. The tools are on deck. The momentum is on Onin's side, but Riddles still very much with a fighting chance in this game. 73% threatening Onin from every angle, but the footstool anvil. A little bit of flash to end off this game. The crowd claps it up for the Michigan hopeful. We are up 3-1 over Riddles and moving on to losers